I used to sleep under a bush in front of a Long John Silver's in Encinitas, California.
That's wild.
First time I broke into a house, I was 8.
Talk about that, where you had a gun pointed at your head.
I'm breaking into somebody's house who's here, but man, I'm not going to hurt a dog.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I have to make this happen, and I will make it work. Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Say Hi to Eli. We have Mr. Gary Nerdrotic himself today.
What's up?
So you can start with saying hi, I guess.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gary from Nerdrotic, like he just said. I have a channel on YouTube.
That voice. Dude, I am so stoked for this one. You have probably, it's my favorite type of human and I think it's really motivating. I was like, hey, look, all the stuff I've done from my childhood to where I am now, I had my peaks and valleys, and your valleys were fucking valleys. But you didn't let that, you were never a victim in your life. You're like, fuck no, I'm going to push myself. And I think, get ready for that. This dude is one of the most motivating humans when I look at a person of, hey, here's the limit, or this is the motive. This is how I motivate myself. Look at this, what this dude has been through. I will give zero excuses on anything, or I will tell people it's like, you don't have it that bad, or there's never that, oh, well, I fell too far and I can't recover. Not a fucking thing. Like you represent that, and that's why I love you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Dude,
I appreciate that.
I'm so stoked for this one.
Right on.
Even Sav,
you make it sound way better than it was.
Dude, no. Even Sav's like, oh my God, this is going to be a good one. Like Show's response is like, holy shit, that's going to be a great episode. I was like, I know. I'm so stoked for it.
No pressure.
None. Well, how often do you actually go into your, like, from childhood to your trials and tribulations? Do you do that much on your stuff?
I do it like on my stream of conscious live streams when I'm telling like an anecdotal story or something. I definitely get into it if I speak at an AA meeting. And I used to get into it a lot more when I was younger, early on in my recovery. I'm going on 11 years now. So thank you. Or is it over 11 years? God, I hate it when I lose count. It's over 11 years. But it's something that I recently went through. We were talking about the book before the show. So I'm writing a book. And it's not like how I became a YouTuber. Zibbity-boo. No, it's basically my life's journey. It's basically what I would say at a speaker meeting, at an AA meeting. It's, what happened. Basically sharing my experience, strength, and hope of recovery in my early childhood. So early childhood, I went into it pretty deep, preparing for the book, and I was not ready for that, like, at all, dude. I was like, yeah, I talk about it all the time in meetings, but like for the book, we're really deep diving in a lot of stuff, and not everything made it in the book, of course, but it was not easy to go through that. Like, I had to pump up my meetings after that. Yeah. It's so it depends, because like I talk about it lightly, but we were getting into like details, right? Like hardcore details.
And that's where it was at, opening up more, or just that you probably forget about a lot of stuff, and then it's uncovering that or remembering it and going more in detail, and then that brings those emotions forward. Or how
it does. Yeah, it brings back stuff, especially like, past the childhood stuff, when we get to like my relapse, and I'm like writing the book with my wife. So me and my wife are in there in the interviews and stuff, and I'm like having to recount like all the bullshit I put her through. And it's like, that was not fun. That sucked. That really sucked. But I mean, that's part of it. You got to remember that's the grading curve of life, right? What no matter how bad things get, like today or tomorrow, because things aren't going to be great. I always counteract. Well, I'm not homeless right now. I used to sleep under a bush in front of a Long John Silver's in Encinitas, California. I'm not in prison. I'm not getting high, so as long as I'm sober, I can always recalibrate myself. So, but like, yeah, bringing that stuff up wasn't easy, but a little talk with the sponsor and at a meeting.
And then dude, I see with it, and I think a lot of the viewers from this show, it is showing everyone. It humanizes you all because you guys. It's that weird. I don't even know if you. It's like larger than life. We look at, oh man, I just hit 1 million subs, but then you look at like bigger YouTubers, you're like, oh, I'm no one right now. Mm-hmm. But when you think about 1 million subs sitting in front of you in a stadium, it's a lot of people. Yeah, you're like, oh, that would be terrifying. But it was never handed to you, and you didn't start. A lot of people, I think, was like, oh, well, they had good lives, or it was super easy. And that's the purpose of this show, and it's to motivate, but it's to show, hey, look at what these dudes went through. Like, if you think you have it bad now, or, oh, this is the end of the world, you'll see it. Oh, man, this is a tiny bump compared to what some of these people go through. And you being one of them, dude, Nick's parents were, they had their addiction issues, and that's what Nick was raised into. And then we like peeled that onion back of why he is the way he is. Like, holy shit. All of us grew up poor shit. I think that's like the one thing I've really known I've seen is everyone's had these different childhoods that either very low income or very bad childhood through different trials and tribulations. But at the end, look where you got. Because in 1 million years, would you have ever thought?
No education, like to speak of whatsoever. When I walked out of prison, I had no skills, like at all. Didn't even know how to work, really. I actually learned to work in prison. That was the place. It actually worked on me.
No shit.
The rehabilitation, yeah, taught me how to get up in the morning and go to work. I had this shitty. It wasn't bad. I made $1 a day in procurement at Folsom Prison. So I was just typing up drug orders. So I had to like all those crazy drug names. I had to type those all day. And I was basically a secretary for this.
Dude, 10 cents an hour, essentially.
Yeah. And it was good money.
Yeah.
It's good money. I can get my smokes and my top ramen from the store.
You're like, I'm happy.
I'm rolling, you know.
So when you're like your childhood, you started, what parents were like, I don't even know. Like,
middle class parents.
Okay.
My dad, his dad died when he was 6, so he grew up fatherless in South Dakota with a crippled mother and an older brother. So, and they had to take care of a farm.
So that's a really hard.
That's a hard life in a house with like, it was like a depression house. So like they had a stove in the middle, but it wasn't like no central heating.
And this is what, I mean, so this is probably like 50s.
Well, my dad was born in the late 30s. So yeah, this is all in the 40s and 50s. Then he goes off to the military. That's what brings him out to San Diego. That's where he meets my mom. I'm adopted. So I had an older, they had my older sister, right? And then my mom couldn't have any more kids after that. So they adopted me. My birth mom was 16 when she had me. I was born in a Salvation Army for
no shit.
It's called Booth Memorial Hospital. So it was a hospital for unwed mothers back then. So yeah, I was born just in a Salvation Army. And they scooped me up, and it's a pretty normal life. Like my parents were pretty cool. Like my dad was a quiet dude, worked really hard, went through a fucking hard life. My mom was just a housewife, like a normal housewife. My older sister was horrible to me. That's fine. Like in an older sister kind of way. And
you're like, not like that.
It's not like we were buds. No, we antagonized the fuck out of each other.
You were adopted.
It's like, dude, she did that.
I know.
She's like, you're not their real child. Like she would do shit like that. Oh yeah.
You're like, fuck.
And what do you say to that?
I know.
You're like, well, fuck, you're right.
It's not my fault. What the fuck?
Kids can be mean.
Oh, dude.
Kids can be mean.
The most terrifying, vicious thing is children, I think.
Yeah.
And so, well, at least they had like, okay, so really good. I mean,
decent, middle class American life. And basically my parents adopted like a ticking time bomb demon child. That's pretty much what it was. So things are fine. We moved from San Diego to North County, if you're familiar with San Diego out there, to La Costa, this place in Carlsbad. I always say I grew up on the south side of the golf course, so it was rough. It was rough, man. But the real bad thing that happened to me, and it'll be in the book, is I'll just get right into it because fuck it, who cares? When I was in school, so this is with your angry cops thing and the whole Buffalo school system. This is why I was blowing your text up.
But shout out to you before, like, he reached out and he really is an advocate for everything Rich was doing, Angry Cops, and you were reaching out, you were talking, you were trying to, like, how do I help this? How? And that is a testament to you. Like, you truly do give a shit because you're about to open up. This is like something that shaped you as.
Oh yeah, this veered. I think this is a point. Listen, I was born an addict, 100% born an addict. Whether I got it from my mom or birth dad, no idea. It doesn't really matter.
Genetic.
Totally genetic. It was going to happen no matter what. But this was an event that changed the course of my life and how my perspective on power and who I trust and everything. So basically a grade school teacher diddled me in grade school. Like,
and that is from
in the classroom, behind the classroom. I mean, not like the worst type, but bad. I won't get into details, but bad.
But that's in grade school for you is like first through that's what,
second grade.
Second grade. So that way the viewer
second
knows.
Grade,
it's like
yeah.
You're 7, 8.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Got abused by a teacher. And I'll never forget the fucking movie we were watching. We were watching like a Super 8 version of The Jungle Book. And like, can't watch that movie.
No, I bet not.
Yeah, I can't watch that fucking movie. And my kids do, but I don't. I think it's been a long time. So second or third time it happened, I did the only thing I thought I could do. I started walking home. Like, I just left school and started walking home. I knew my way home. It was 6 miles. I'm in second grade. So they come out. Bus driver finds me walking up La Costa Avenue, if you know the area. So the school, I'll tell you the fucking school. It was Capri Elementary in Leucadia, and it happened in the early 70s. And so I'm like just this little kid. So I guess people were calling the police that they saw this little kid walking up the road home, and like I'm kind of in shock. And I don't remember every bit of this, right? But bus driver comes, gets me, scoops me up. I get in a bunch of fucking trouble. And ultimately, that guy got away with it, and I repeated second grade because I was so messed up from second grade. So they repeated the freaking class. Like, not that I totally understood everything that was going on, but that really just like, I don't trust people anymore. I don't trust teachers. Nothing.
Adults
like, at all.
You're called a liar or whatever. Yep. There's no repercussions, and it's this person's in a position of power, and this is who you trust teachers, adults, and now that's instantly gone at second grade, which is fucking wild. Like, and sorry you went through that, man. It is wild how frequent it happens, and then there's no repercussions for the individuals that do that. Or it's like, don't believe what's a kid, and you're like, you can't just take a step back and be like, this kid is in second grade walking home 6 miles. Like, any fucking reasonable adult be like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. What? And my mom asked that, and they got lied to. That's all I know. Because like, we dealt with this much later on in life, and my parents were like, we had no idea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, nobody did. Don't blame yourselves for that one. Glad I was able to talk about it with my dad before he died. But it reprogrammed my brain. I mean, if you want to pinpoint a time where I'm like, I'm a pretty innocent child, things are pretty normal, and that's when things just changed. And that's That's the lifelong damage that happens. I don't care what the fucking excuse is. You know what? There's certain things you want to give second chances to. You always want to talk about a redemption arc, but to the wall.
Yep.
Every fucking time, man.
Chippy.
Better luck next life.
Yep.
That's my because the damage you do to just one kid is lifelong. Can be lifelong. You know, and there's a lot of like hard work you have to go through to do that. But you know, so when Angry Cops was out there, I'm like, fucking yes, somebody's finally fucking talking about this, because what I talked to you, they went after the Catholic Church. They got the there. Not all of them, they're still there. Boy Scouts, they got the there. Wow, why did they stop at the one place where the most kids in America congregate on any given day? Public schools. Why did they stop? How come you never hear, once in a while when it's egregious, but how come you don't hear that much? Is it because it doesn't happen? No, it's because they're protected by fucking teachers unions and faculty. Well, and then there's the teachers unions. There's the school themselves that will cover it up because the administrators don't want to get in trouble. So, and we definitely don't want to make the teachers union look bad, because that's one of the most powerful donors in the Democratic Party and one of the most powerful unions out there. But they protect. They absolutely do. They don't fire them. They move them. They transform them. They put them on leave. They put them back to work, or they quietly make them go. And you never hear about anything, and you never hear about the kids that were affected. You can't convince me, because it's not true, that it's just not that prevalent in schools.
Why not?
Yes, it is. Absolutely is. It's worse. It's worse than it was in the Catholic Church. It's worse than the Boy Scouts by orders of magnitude worse. And yes, it happened to me.
And
and how many other kids did it fucking happen to?
And it's fucking shame. And it's like, I'm so proud of Rich. Even you, I think you're such a voice now for it. Even talking about this, it's not something easy to talk about.
No,
it's difficult. And I cannot thank you so much for opening up about, like, truly thank you from the bottom of my heart of even being that open, and then putting out that book, putting out that message, and showing this fucking sucks. Also, it can get better. It sucks, but it can get better.
Yes, it can. And
then advocating for Rich, because today the big episode dropped. So today was on Unsub was Nick was autistic on going through research from the 70s to now on all the problems that happen. And he had a 3-ring binder like this big, and we just talked about it. So we flew out Rich last weekend, covered everything, went through the book, had Rich's evidence he could talk about and cases that were closed that now he could bring to light. But since 2016, guys, I might be wrong on this, they had 17,000 calls to the for that district to the police. 17,000. Now they will list other, so it doesn't look bad. Oh, it's just an other, so they don't list it as something bad. That other was that kidnapping case. Other. That was the a teacher getting stabbed, or the shooting. Other. They were just so it doesn't go bad on the records. They haven't even disclosed. They did an investigation on the shooting at school, and then just quietly tucked it away, so no information came about it. All this was rolling out, and then you see the administration's like big pieces of shit, like giant pieces of shit, but they're great people. Look, they're all they're out there for the kids. And then Nick has the one Skype message between the administration where one that is higher up, she's drunk, and she's like, fuck you. She's on a open school convo with the board. She's like, fuck you, tell them to shut up, slamming wine and all this stuff. And it's like, here you go. We put all that out on, and then we had interviews from the EMTs that got that they had to interact with, the people that worked actively for the school. Some have been there fucking 20 years, and like, yeah, we can't do shit. We are literally screwed on anything. We are told, don't talk to police. Don't talk to any law enforcement, EMTs. You have to tell them to go to the administration first. 2 kids took 250 milligrams of gummies a piece. Yeah. 2 kids got that from a teacher. Teacher picked it up. It was still in the case. Teacher gave it out or something.
What?
Oh, dude. Yeah. This is like 2021, 22. So these kids are 11. They just did 250 milligrams of edibles per kid. They're fucking,
Yeah.
and then they didn't want to call the police. So they called EMTs. EMT gets their EMTs. It takes them 10 minutes for the administration to finally tell them where the kids are. They had to wait like 10 minutes back and forth. Why won't you show us? Just take us to the kids. So they go finally get the kids. The teacher's like, it's not that bad. They'll be fine. The assistant principal and principal like, it's not that bad. You don't need to take them to the hospital. Like, huh?
Oh, is that your medical opinion?
Exactly, dude. It's fucking wild. So like, no, we're fucking taking them. So they get the kids loaded up, if I'm remembering. But then they go to collect the evidence. Oh, we lost it.
Oh, whoopsie doopsie.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know where it went. So they lost it, and then that was one of 17,000 cases.
And this is one school district. One.
Since 2016.
Fucking one.
And that, as you're saying, it's fucking wild. It's not a giant magnifying glass. And that's why we were very big. It's like, hey, if this is happening in your district, fucking hit us up. Whoa, put that magnifying glass right on every district until there's an actual change that starts to roll out. So the kids that don't have a voice can actually have someone stand up for them the right way. And all those administration, the teachers that are pieces of shit, they are now full force dealing with an autistic army. You guys are beautiful.
Yeah.
I would not want to be on the receiving end.
No, be under that, put them under that microscope. And then maybe, if some of y'all are out there, you've got a little extra time, start disrupting these school boards. Maybe somebody run who's got the time to do that.
We started putting that out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're getting,
send the agents out, the disruptors. Because it's a huge scandal. Like, this will be the biggest scandal. And of course, the mainstream media will not report on it. Nobody will it'll have to be independent journalists and just people out there. And hopefully somebody with a conscience inside a school district who's willing to say something, even through anonymity. And it's fucking a massive problem that nobody's ever talked about. It continues to this very day. Public schools, I'm not a fan at all. I was lucky enough to pull my kid. My kid was in San Francisco. Public schools.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was fucking terrible. Imagine what happens there. So yeah, we got him out towards the end, and he progressed so much because he's on the spectrum. So he progressed so much in a smaller class, little church school. It was great.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was great. So I think it's great that you guys are doing that, and I think it's the tip of the iceberg, bro.
I know. That's why I can't wait to see it. Like today, can we drop them on Saturdays? Because then the school can't do shit until Monday, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah. Fix themselves. But I mean, if you've hid any kind of like particularly abuse to kids, and I mean from adults specifically, burn in hell.
Yeah.
Burn in hell, lose your fucking job, never work again.
No one cares. And then, so when you had to repeat, you finally got through it, but that was that probably caused like strife even with your parents. Cause now you're so confused at that age. You don't know, like it's that back and forth. No one believes me. Can I tell them? I'm afraid to tell them. Maybe they don't. Oh, they were listening to the adult.
I didn't know how to process it. Like even looking back, I don't even know how I processed it, but I just know that was a shift in my life. And again, some of that stuff was there beforehand, right? I'm not going to blame it all on that because as far as the addiction, but for behavioral stuff and like, dude, first time I broke into a house, I was 8. I wanted somebody's toy. So
holy shit.
I knew where the key was and I broke into their fucking house when I was 8 years old. I got caught by the dad. He got fucking pissed, told my dad, but that was the first time I broke into somebody's house, won the last. And it's just because I wanted something. It's like, I want this thing. I'm going to go get it.
No shit.
That's not fucking normal.
No. And that was after it was after?
This was after.
See?
This was after. Definitely after.
That's fucking wild.
Yep.
At 8 and you're like, this is mine now.
Yeah. So I was like really insecure kid when I was like until I had my little growth spurt, I was getting bullied a lot, and I was an easy fucking target because I was an insecure kid who questioned everything. And this is all like in elementary school and stuff. Yeah, and I still did decent in elementary school, like decent, and I did decent in junior high. I played sports. Like throughout all this, my parents were normal parents. Like I was on a soccer team, baseball, played all that stuff, was really good. But man, there was a dark side. Yeah, there was a dark side, and that dark side got exacerbated the first time I drank when I was like 12. And had half a beer and it's like, oh, this is what I've been searching for my whole life of 11 years or 12 years.
Yeah, I know everything.
And then I had my first hit of weed. I'm like, this is also what I have been searching for my entire 11 or 12 years on this planet. And yeah, it just progressively got worse. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but like it went from getting high a little bit to by 10th grade being kicked out of technically 3 high schools. So San Diego High School kicked me out to Sunset High School, which is a continuation school. Incident happened at Sunset High School, which got me kicked out of that. And I never even got to do a day at Carlsbad High. They're like, nope, we don't want you.
No shit. And
yep.
It's just like,
I was like, well, I'm done with school.
God,
I'm done.
And that's that hard. Your parents are like, what the fuck? Especially at that time, there's no information. Like psychology is still in its infancy a lot of the times, and it's like, oh, it's just a bad kid. We fucked up, or I don't. It wasn't until later where they really connected. It's not nurture, it's nature. So your genetic disposition or predisposition is pretty much how you're going to be, like, no matter what. Genetics play such a strong role in addiction, your personality. They did that, the triplets. Did you ever see that article where they split 3 triplets?
Yes.
And then they didn't know about each other, and they purposely put them in different walks of life. Like, you're going to a high educated, wealthy family, you're medium income, you're a low income. And then they magically ran into each other. And then all of them, even though they were raised so fucking different, personalities almost identical.
Yep.
Wild. And
that so much of that is predetermined.
Yeah.
And there's environmental stuff, but like I think
got wrecked by the incident.
Yeah. I think a lot of it's predetermined too.
Yeah.
So junior high, in high school, flamed out, started partying, was kicked out of my house at the age of about 15 and a half. Never went back.
No shit.
Never went back. It was done. It was the greatest act of love my father ever showed me. Like, was
literally
like
it's hard.
Yeah.
But it needs to, it
needed to happen. So like freaking cooking meth and being a horrible dealer. You know, I was a dealer when I was in my teenage years. Right. So, and then ended up, breaking into houses, and I'm not lucky. It's a good thing I was only arrested for burglary. Cause I mean, like the whole cooking and other stuff I was doing would have got me like a lot more federal time. So, thank God for the statute of limitations, and like no murder or anything, nothing violent, nothing violent.
But you were saying like the cop saved you on that one. If we can talk about that, when you had a gun pointed at your head.
So, what I went to prison for was my second, because I went to county jail. So it was a 1st degree burglary. So it's breaking into a house with people there. Not smart, not cool. It's fucking horrible. But my intent was never to hurt anybody. Like, it was just to steal some shit and get the fuck out so I can get high. But if I ever ran into somebody, I wouldn't hurt them. I'd just leave. I'd just fucking bolt. So the first one got me county jail. A year in county. That's where I did the fire camp thing and got all in good shape. And it wasn't like the worst experience in the world. I mean, being in jail sucks, but like we got to go fight fires, and it was kind of an adventure until I broke my tailbone. But the second time I did it, I was so fucking high. Like, I don't even know particularly why I wanted, it's the dumbest thing. That night, I'll not forget, I had a pocket full of money. I had thousands in my pocket. I had a bunch of fucking drugs. I had like a 16th in the other pocket of crank, 16th of an ounce. I should have just gone out and partied, right? And I'm like, nah, I want to break into a house. I think there's a gun in the house or some stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's not an ex-girlfriend, but a chick I knew, right? So, broke into the house, and I got busted by a little fucking dog, the little rat dogs. Like big dogs, you can feed, and like,
oh yeah,
not all the time. Depends on how they're trained, but like you can feed them and they'll shut the fuck up. Little dogs, beep, 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 and there's nothing. I mean, like, I wasn't gonna hurt a fucking dog.
Yeah.
Although if I'd have stamped on him, I probably wouldn't have got caught. But for some reason, all my morals like stop it. Like I'm breaking into somebody's house who's here, but man, I'm not gonna hurt a dog.
I like it was like I know. You're fucking at thousands of dollars, drugs, and you're like, I have morals.
I have morals. I will not stamp on this dog. Didn't even cross my mind. I probably should have. That's what people in prison's like. Why did you just kill the fucking dog?
You're like, no.
And I'm like, that didn't even cross my mind. I'm not gonna kill a dog. So, little dog, I run out the garage, and this is where like I believe in God, right?
Yeah.
So I run to the garage because I had come in through the garage, through the side door. So I'm going to leave through that side door. Door handle comes off right in my hand, dude. I can't open the door. I've got like, he's coming down. So I only have like, I don't have enough time to open the garage door and bolt out. So I thought I'd hide under the car, and he pulls me out, and he's got his freaking gun in my face, and I can see the bullets. And I'm like, and his gun's shaking. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking die. Cop shows up. It's like, sir, put the gun down, sir. We got him. He's not gonna hurt you. And he puts the gun down. Later on, the cop's like, yeah, that guy was on the Navy pistol team. He could have shot you dead from however many yards.
And you were in his house. I don't know. I know Texas rules at night. Like that's a full. You could.
Well, this was the 80s, so he could have done it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Never mind. That's
back
the
then. That was the
doctrine.
80s in the California. He could have easily done it. Can't do it now.
No, not in California.
Oh no, not in California. But I got lucky. Cop saved my life. A door handle falling off.
Holy shit.
Sent me to fucking prison, but it saved my life.
And then you said you did maximum, and that was that hard.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. And then you went to.
I got a 4-year sentence, but you get, as a 4-year and 4 1/4 or something like that, and you do half. You do half if you behave. So because that was a violent crime, it was considered a violent crime, even though I didn't commit any violence. It's a 1st-degree burglary. They sent me to Folsom, and well, for one, I went to Donovan, which is a receiving facility, got lost. My records got lost, so I ended up, you're only supposed to be there for a month. I was there for 4. Then they shot me to Folsom, and it's Old Folsom. So there's New Folsom and Old Folsom. So the Old Folsom is where they shot American Me. And as a matter of fact, they just finished shooting it by the time I got up there. That was the talk of the yard was, they've filmed you. Edward James Olmos was here, filming a movie. So
I'm assuming there was a lot of Mexicans there from the accent.
There's a lot.
Yeah. That's
well, I mean, there's more black people, but
no shit.
Yeah. It's mostly majority black. You're followed by Mexican, and then white, and then Indians.
No shit.
Native Americans.
Oh, there Indians. We go. Yeah.
So,
daughter feather.
Feather. I didn't see. You know what? No. I'm trying. I would have to. Maybe I saw one Asian in there. Maybe.
No shit.
Maybe. You probably see more in the Bay Area, around that area. But I didn't see any.
Those are different kind of prisons. Usually.
It was also a different time. So, they sent me up to Old Folsom. I was in building 1 and building 5, both like fucking like what you would imagine a prison looks like. It's a wall of cells. Rodney King, the Rodney King thing happened while I was in the LA riots, and it fucking jumped off in there. And I mean, like, just like the movies, like rolls of toilet paper on fire, burning mattresses, shit falling down, like smoke inhalation.
Were you just like, I'm going to hide in my cell?
They locked us down. So like, I'm probably going to choke to death on smoke. And at some point it got so boring, I started reading a book. I'm like, well, I can't get out. and they're just going off, and I don't care, you know.
Oh, hobbits, you also so just waiting.
No, it was just funny how I mean, it's it's so fucking racial in there. So
prisons are not like.
Yeah, when I went there, like you weren't bunking with a black dude, and black dude ain't. No
segregation.
Well, shit, they wouldn't even put in at my time Chicanos with illegal aliens.
Oh, they would actually separate.
They would separate them. Oh no, they didn't like each other.
Dude.
They did not like each other. And then there's the norteños and the whole north and south thing and all kinds of shit.
And they were a lot of people don't realize like there might be like white on black or whatever, but the inner fighting is where it's the worst, and that's across the board. Like as you're saying, illegal Mexicans versus Mexicans, like I guarantee they fucking hated each other. Sunni Shia when we were in Iraq fucking hated each other. They don't like troops. They hate fucking each other way more than you will ever grasp. And it's really weird until you see it and you're like,
and you're like, you dudes look exactly alike, but you hate each other. That's weird.
It's fucking wild.
No. Yeah, in prison. I mean, I won't say on the podcast what they were called in there, but it wasn't illegal immigrants. Okay. It wasn't that. It's crazy to live through, and like I'm not affiliated with like anything in there. Like I minded my own business. I learned very early on from somebody who was nice enough to go, listen, kid, you're gonna have a rough time. So here you go. Here's how you stay out of trouble. He's all, number one, you're gonna have to fight. You can't not fight. If somebody starts some shit with you, you go in there, and a lot of times you're just gonna get your ass. And that's what happened. It was like, oh, look, here we go, and just get fucked up. But at least you fought, right? And then you're not a bitch.
Yep.
You're not a bitch. Don't mess with the gays. Don't gamble, and don't do drugs. And you'll be fine. And probably stay off the yard as much as you can, which I did.
No shit.
Fuck. I went to the store and back, and I just read books.
Smart.
I just read fucking books. And, I got in some scrapes. Yeah, that like people want to fuck with you. They always called me either John Lennon or John Denver because at the time my glasses were like round, but I needed them, right? So, I just kind of rolled with the meme, like whatever. I don't care. But, I just got in a few fights and then eventually got put into there's way more to it than that, but we're limited on time. So I got put in minimum security, and that's where I learned how to work. We were talking that's where I learned how to get up at 5 a.m, do my procurement job, eat breakfast, and I did that every day and made the time go much faster. Started getting in shape. I could go in the yard, there's still fights in minimum security, but it's not like people want to they don't put guards on the fences. You could leave.
Yeah, people don't realize it's very minimal. Is like
very minimal, but it's just based on you're going to be here in another year.
Don't fuck this up.
Why would you want to go back behind that wall? Especially for those of us who are behind the wall. Like, oh my god, this is a resort.
Yep.
I'd lay out and tan. I played racquetball.
Oh, dude,
got really good at it.
You're not gonna fuck that up. You're like, fuck,
no
go
way.
back there. Nah, dog. I got Disneyland.
I
right
won
here.
the dominoes tournament. Like a little white kid wins the dominoes tournament.
Your photo's still up.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Like you won February. You're like, fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah. I have. There's a certificate. I have it somewhere. I gotta find it.
That is amazing.
Minimum Folsom Dominoes champion.
I like how that did that.
This little Peckerwood won it.
You bragged about it,
Oh, I did.
Have you seen my award? You're walking around showing that thing up.
Right there.
So then you do that.
Showing it to the brothers. I was like,
don't fuck with him. He's strong, man.
No.
His dominoes untouchable.
So, got out of there in late December 7th, 1993. One of the best days of my life. It's like when you lose freedom and you get it back, understanding what liberty means. It's like we all take it for granted. We have no fucking idea. And then you walk out and you breathe that free air and you're like, oh, I can walk wherever the fuck I want. And it was a one day where I didn't need anything material at all, just a good meal. And my first meal was fucking Denny's, and it was great. It was the best meal I ever had. And I spent the first week or so, a couple weeks, just wandering, like walking. I go on long walks up the beach and stuff by myself, and like purposefully not like telling my friends I'm back. And started going to meetings. So I started going to meetings inside. So I started finding recovery inside, and I started going to meetings and doing that. And that worked for a long time. My parents said, yeah, you could stay here like a month.
Good.
And, you know, and I eventually moved out, got my own place, girlfriend, all that stuff. Got married to my first wife. We'll fast forward this. It didn't work out. And I reconnected with my high school girlfriend, Melissa, who knew me from the partying and hardcore days.
God.
We've known each other for 40 years and moved up to San Francisco. Got married, kids, relapsed.
What was the cause for that? Was it the stress of life? Was it just easily accessible? Because at this time, are you doing the comic book store yet?
Yeah, so I got the comic book store. Yeah, most of my life I was like blue collar. Like, so I had no skills. I became a parts driver, and a couple of shop owners really liked me and are like, "You want to like be our shop manager? You look like you're a good kid. Come and be our shop manager." So I did. And they took a chance on me, and then it kind of worked up the ladder. Didn't know shit about cars. And then became a parts guy. And I worked at all the dealerships. I could do it tomorrow. I could do it today. I could walk in any dealership. I know their catalog. Yeah, I'm a journeyman now. So, and I was really proud of that skill, because I was awesome. Like, I was gonna have no fucking skills at all, but now I can parts guy anywhere. It's great.
That's awesome. It's
a good thing to have. So yeah, and that turned into buying a comic store on a whim. Never ran a business before. I read part of the Small Business for Dummies book and just kind of winged it. And I did pretty good. So what led to the relapse was I wrapped up my identity too much into the comic store and being the comic shop guy. It really became like an ego thing. And started getting really arrogant. And it's through success that a lot of relapse can happen. There's a lot of reason for that. It could be either sabotaging, or in my case, it was just arrogance, total arrogance. And there was unresolved issues from my past, 100%. Obviously still, that I thought were resolved, which were not. Stopped going to meetings. My sponsor had committed suicide. So,
oh fuck.
Yeah. My sponsor committed.
Was it just sponsor? Like, it's one of those things where was it based off of the addiction? Or
I think he relapsed and
couldn't face that.
Couldn't face that, and like, that's the thing you tell yourself. It's like, I don't got another run in me, dude. I just don't. I'll be dead next time, and that's probably the way he felt.
And it sucks.
I don't know.
It's. I've said it before. Like when we lost 16 guys over in Iraq from my battalion. We've had 29 since we've been back for 15 years, give or take. Like 17 years, we've had 29. So we've almost doubled how much we've lost over there versus being back, because it led to people that are joining the infantry, going to war, or that is probably not the best walk of life. A lot of the time, if you're going in, you're like, I want to shoot shit and fight and do war. Probably not a good headspace in the first place.
Yes.
And then you couple that with getting out, you're removed from your community, your brotherhood, and now you're trying to figure out life. Drinking's normalized in the military, and it just creates this cycle of depression. And then that ego or pride of, I don't want to reach out, I don't want to talk about my problems. And then it's a recipe for disaster. And that's what it's like. You never know until you get the call. It's like, hey, did you hear what happened? Like, what? What the fuck? No, what? And then it happens. And you're like, holy shit. And my boy, Fosher, he just passed last week. And it was, I was like, fuck, what happened?
I saw that on Twitter.
What was crazy, I was like, fuck, what happened with this guy?
Yeah.
And then it was, he just passed in his sleep. No, I was like, oh, thank God. But heart for the family, but still.
Yeah.
It was, my first thought was, yeah, this is what's going to happen. No, that's not what happened. It's just passed in the middle of his.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck."
That's a good way to go.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
honestly.
All the ways to go. Just going to
No,
sleep.
I can't imagine like what you guys see. I mean, it's the violence and then all the brutality you got to witness in the culture wherever you're at, and maybe turn a blind. Oh, it's probably fucking terrible. Like just from my partying down in Tijuana. So you do that in Baghdad or wherever the hell you went. Yeah. Fucking.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? So like your sponsor, it's one of those hard things, and if he's a sponsor, it's that extra responsibility that can be probably difficult. It's fucking hard, man. Like
it's hard. Like relapsing is horrible because you have, especially you're strong in recovery, or that's still in your data bank, right? Even though I stopped going to meetings, so the minute you relapse, like, oh, I know what I'm doing. Like I know what I'm doing. I know how I can get out of this. I know I'm not going to get out of it right away because I'm trying new drugs. Like, dude, my relapse was completely accidental. I got injured, minor injury, and I normally has stayed away from pain pills, like even during surgeries and shit. Like you can knock me out, but like no pain medication. I'll just fucking deal with the pain. But this one was bad, and it was the littlest injury. I completely crushed my thumb in a ladder. The ladder folded on my thumb. And my thumb was like that thin, and the pressure was building up under my thumbnail, and the thumbnail was still attached. So I'm like waiting for the pain to go away, because every time the pain goes away, I'm like, this pain's getting worse. This is brutal. And my manager's there. My gay Mexican manager doesn't know how to drive a fucking car because he's in San Francisco. So I had to drive myself to the emergency room, and I'm going like that, and they drill a hole and all that. Yep. But they gave me some Vicodin. And this was in 2010 area when the
mass push for
fucking oxycodone and all that shit was happening, and doctors were over prescribing. So yeah, they, normally they would have given me 10, give me fucking 50.
Jesus,
they gave me fucking 50 because they said this pain is gonna last forever, and you can just toss what you don't like, and like. I guess they thought I was just a normal looking dude or something like that, but they gave me this fucking huge prescription. I'm like, okay. So, and my thumb was fucked, like completely crushed.
So if you don't know, like finger injuries are some of the worst because guess what? That's how you feel touch.
Yeah.
There's so many like your everything down there it will fucking be so painful. I cut I fucked my fingers up, but I remember a fan blade went across one overseas, and it just like boom. I was like, fuck, opened it up. But that was almost more painful than getting shot. I was like, fucking cool, and it wouldn't go away.
Yeah,
and yours is crushed.
God, looking back on that was such an excessive amount. I was like, all right. And my full intention was to just toss what I wasn't going to use. Of course, I fucking took every single one.
I'm strong enough.
I took every single one. But yeah, like my thumb was flat. I still don't have the full feeling in it and stuff. Could hold a lighter under there a little bit, probably longer than normal. But yeah, it eventually healed. I lost the nail and everything. But that hurt way worse than me, like almost compound fracturing my ankle. Like that pain was way worse, way fucking worse. I don't know what it's like being shot. I don't want to know what it's like being shot.
Yeah, adrenaline.
But yeah, it was early 2000s. So yeah, that kind of started my relapse. Because like I stopped for a little bit, and then I'm like, kind of miss those. And then dude, I found Oxy, and the first time I took one of those, I'm like, oh, this is gonna kill me. This feels so fucking good. This is the greatest shit ever. And they were trying to convince people it wasn't addictive. Like it's addictive practically from the first time you take it.
Yep.
So it was off to the races. And this is what it means by progressive disease, right? So even though I'm sober for, at the time, it was like 14, 15 years. It's like my disease is still running in the background, like background programming, like I'm still using. That's what it's supposed to mean. And that is absolutely real, 100% real, because once I just dove into it, I was doing rails. For one, I never did like coke. I did it a couple times in the 80s, but I was mostly doing crank. I'm like, I'm going to take up a whole new fucking habit and do Oxy and coke. And like, instantly, I was doing lines this long off my pinball machine at the comic store, dude. I was just off to the races, and I was going to fucking die. I was going to die. My health went just south, and at the time I'm in my late 30s, early 40s, so I'm pretty good shape, and I went down fast. Started having, like, my heart was starting to fuck up, my nose was completely screwed up. And it was easy for me to get this stuff. I had customers like bringing it in.
Yeah. Especially if you're successful at that time and you have customers, you have access to people like that. Like
bunch of programmers from Google.
Oh yeah.
And they were dealing at Google. Like it was crazy in the Google Mafia thing.
Yeah.
The what is it? The Silk Highway. They were all doing. They were like buying guns, and
they have the money.
It was crazy, and they just come in and tell me all the stories, bring me drugs.
And you're like, fuck yeah! Were you hiding it from the wife at the time?
Yeah.
So you were living two separate lives.
And I wasn't really getting high with anybody. Like I would get high alone.
Yep.
Which is just like the
terrifying.
It's all sad. But that's like the saddest. It was, I was isolating myself, hiding, and it made it worse.
It's the most dangerous.
Yeah, it is, and it's freaking terrible. And that, those were my kids.
Yeah,
and I was hiding from them, and it just got really, really bad. Got busted by the wife. Had an intervention, threw me in rehab, relapsed again after rehab. She basically threw me out of the house. She's like, "You're done. You're done. Go to sober living. We'll work out the divorce when you're done with sober living, if you want to see your kids again." So what really was the spark was like, I was like, shit, my kids aren't going to have a dad. Fuck that. I'm going to get sober. And that was the spark. And it was a lot of work after that. I was bitter. It sucked. I had to, I had sold my comic store because it was either sell the comics. Well, the comic store was going to flame out anyway because I was flaming out. So if I got anything for it, great. And I did a little bit. And I had to go back to the bottom. I like my first job back was O'Reilly Auto Parts. So I was making like $80,000 a year.
Yeah. Comfortable
living. I had to go back down to $12 an hour at O'Reilly and work my way up as a parts guy because I've been out of the parts game for 10 years.
Yep.
So they weren't like dealerships weren't gonna hire me. They would now, especially, but like back then, too. Yeah. So I lied about that. My parole officer. Oh, it's funny. to go back to my parole officer, when they discharged me, he's like, "You're pissing clean. You're doing good. You're up to something." He always was suspicious. I'm like, dude, I'm not up to something. I'm not getting high. I don't want to go back to prison. You want a piss test right now? Let's fucking go. He always said. So when he discharged me, he's like, all right, you were clean the whole time. Here's what you need to do: leave California, because I had 2 strikes.
Oh, fuck,
I still have 2 strikes.
If you don't know the 3-strike rule, if you can give a quick. How bad that is.
Oh yeah. So if you have a 3rd strike of if you're prior. So if I stole anything, we've heard if I stole anything, that would be a 3rd strike. So the problem with that is you raise the stakes, and I don't know like what the law is. I doubt they prosecuted as hardcore as they did. But if so, I have 2 burglaries. If I stole anything, that's a 3rd strike.
Anything.
So think about it. I steal some gum, and I'm gonna get caught. I'm facing a cop or some guy trying to stop me, and I'm looking at life in prison. That incentivizes you to kill that motherfucker. It's like, oh, I might as well go, and that's the thing.
This is life, no matter. Like the 3rd strike is
it's like 25 to life, but it's life. It's fucking life.
Yeah,
it's life. And it was life back then. Probably isn't now. They don't prosecute shit. They're idiots.
California.
And listen, there's got to be a balance. There's a bunch of guilty people in prison.
Oh, yeah.
And repeat offenders, and they need to do something about it. I just never thought 3 strikes was the best way to go. Maybe Yeah, I don't have the fucking answer. They really do need to focus on rehabilitation. They don't. It's a business for the state, and that's all they give a shit about.
Texas is way worse than that, unfortunately. I didn't realize you can do the slavery thing from prison here. Did you know that?
Really?
Dude, it's like, did not know that is a whole thing. It privatized.
Privatized prisons. Okay.
So, but you can there's one sheriff. I'll send you the video after this. He did a doc about it, and he got pushed out of the small town, prison town. He went to to see it and film outside of it because he heard these terrible things about this prison. And they told him, it's like, sir, you get off, or we're calling the police. He's like, wait, isn't this public property? I'm not on it. And like, we're calling the cops. You have to get out of here. And as he's like, no, you can't tell me to leave. This is public property. What are you talking about? Okay, we're calling the cops. He's getting on the radio. And as that's happening, prisoners are walking in. Like, huh. And then he gets on camera a vehicle leaving, and his prisoners ducked under this cattle car trying to hide. So what they're doing is taking these prisoners. They go work for free at HEB, or not HEB. It was another grocery store, running the land for one of the sheriffs and stuff, like doing manual labor. Not paid at all, because they don't have to, because the Constitution, there's verbiage on it, and then they bring them back. So, and they've been,
and the prisoners just get out. I mean, what
after they're done?
Why don't they say anything though?
They do. Oh my God, that's what's crazy. They do. Like,
okay.
There's active. Like, there's this lady. She talks about her time in prison. She's like, oh my God, like it was 30 degrees and we didn't have coats or anything, and we're working the yard, pulling a branch, pulling out like vegetation and shit. I forget what they were doing, like planting or something. And we didn't get that whole day off, and we're just trying to work as hard and as fast as possible to get back into the prison so we're actually warm, but nothing happens. And then so that guy's recording this, and within 5 minutes, the sheriff of that town comes to the prison, and the guy's like, well, legally you can't. He's like, you got 3 seconds to get off this thing. I'm only asked, you have to get out. I'm giving you're leaving. He's like, well, isn't this public land? He's talking to a sheriff.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to tell you one more time where there's going to be an issue. And then he's ran out of town. So he's driving. He's like, what the fuck?
What was that?
Yeah. And then there's 5 cop cars following him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Until he left that city line. Bro. I was like, that's shady as fuck.
Yep.
And but back to your story, just so like people like prison.
Well, there's shady shit going on in all the prisons. Okay, there's a bunch of fucking bad. There's some guards who are just there to do their job, and there's some pieces of shit who are helping smuggle in stuff. There's crooked wardens. I caught like in procurement. There was an investigation by us. People can check into this. Back in early '90s, local Sacramento station was looking into misappropriation of funds in Folsom Prison from the new warden, who was they live there. There's like a little neighborhood where big officials from the prison can live on the prison, and they get a stipend of like, you get to fix up your house to however you like, taxpayer money. And at the time it was like $30,000 of 1991 money. That's a fucking lot.
That is a lot.
She did 150,000 of taxpayer money and hid it. Like, so the news station came over. We're not allowed to talk to anybody in the news, obviously. No. And I witnessed the real file go into a safe and this fake file come out, and they went out and talked to him and said, "Oh, it's only $30,000. I'm like, that lying bitch. And I'm in here in fucking prison. And she just fucking stole more money than I've ever stolen. Like,
you're like, this is fucking wild.
It's all fake. It's all bullshit. And that's kind of left me on my journey.
But yeah, that's the 3-strike rule and all that. So you're like, okay, you're peeing clean, you're good. He
lets me out. So like, fast forward, we'll circle back to like, I relapse. I go to this sober living environment. I work my way through it, and I'm still sober from that. My sober day. Yeah. Thank you. December 27th, 2013.
Fuck yeah, dude.
12 years. Yeah, God. You know what? I stopped getting chips at like 5 years. It's one day at a time. That's why I don't really count the time, because I'm the kind of asshole at meetings who goes, "How long you been sober?" Today. That's all that matters. It's today.
I made it
today. And but yeah, so me and the wife got, worked things out, watched my kids grow up, worked all the way up from O'Reilly. And I went from, and I actually am proud of this philosophy. I just left a job when I could find better pay. I didn't feel any loyalty to a corporation. I'm just like, oh, I found better pay. See ya. And I didn't give them 2-week notices. So like within that time period, I had like 5 jobs, but I just kept on getting better pay. And then it ended at Tesla, right? So I got the Tesla, which was the best paying parts job I've ever had. Free benefits, absolutely fantastic place to work.
I didn't even know you worked for Tesla.
Yeah, just a dealership. So
This is
like
15, 16?
This is in 2017, 18.
Did you have shares from that time frame?
I did.
Oh, did you keep
Still
them?
do. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the only stock It's the only stock I own.
And you're like,
I did. Yes. Yeah.
fuck yeah, bro.
And like, it was just, it's on dealership level, but I was like, I was getting parts for Teslas. It's a totally different beast.
Yeah.
You basically just replace tires all the time. They go through tires like crazy. And it was a super easy job, but I wasn't like super satisfied. So in the meantime, when I sold the comic store and started getting sober, I started this podcast with my friend. And
what was it called?
It was, at the time, we didn't have a name. So we had recorded it like right under the Sutro tower in San Francisco. So it was just called the Sutro Watchtower. Now, about 2 weeks before that, I had I had the name Nerdrotic in my head since the comic store.
Fantastic name, by the way.
So, and I went to GoDaddy and to kind of claim it and did nerdrotic.com early days. And I'm like, I'll use that. I'd like it. I'll use it for something later.
So good.
So, and it was me mishearing a customer. I thought he said Nerdrotic. I'm all, that's pretty cool. I'm going to write that down.
Where's the erotic section?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he was saying neurotic. But okay. Yeah. But I misheard him. So I thought that's a good idea. And that happened in like 2008.
No shit.
Yeah. So I had that thing in the background. So we started this much later. We started this podcast. And I never expected anybody to listen to it. Like, it's just to be talking nerd shit, because I really missed my customers at the comic store. The best part about the job was just, sitting there all day and just doing what we do on the live streams and stuff. It was great. And did that for a few years pretty consistently, not expecting, didn't even start on YouTube. I think it was, God, what was it called? Podcast.com. It's gone now. Just uploaded there. And then Podbean and all those other ones, didn't, I think I was really excited when we got on iTunes, and nobody was listening. It's okay.
But you were in it for the love of the game. And
I was in it for the love of the game. And then we started, we discovered live streaming on YouTube was a great way to record a podcast, right? And, again, I'm on this channel and it's got like 11 subs. I'm like, nobody's watching. And somebody had to email me and go, dude, I've been watching your live streams. There's a live chat you can look at them all. Really? You can?
Oh, no shit.
I did. I didn't know it was fucking there, and there was people watching, and I had no fucking idea. I thought we were just me and my friend recording, and nobody's watching. There's motherfuckers watching, and they're like, dude, we're trying to get your attention. So,
that's God, you're in your 40s almost now at that point.
Yeah,
that's such a you're like what
are you talking about?
Kids talking about? Oh, hello, Sonic Lover 339.
Yes,
you have no idea. That's amazing. You had got an email to tell you about that.
Yep, Brian Smart. Thank you, man. I appreciate you to this very day. So was just doing live streams, and basically I modeled everything off Talking Dead. We just wait for a show to just talk about TV shows. That's all we did. We go live and we talk about Ash versus Evil Dead or Westworld or whatever was going on at the time. And then I started like randomly making videos. I think the first one was the first one for sure was when The Expanse initially got canceled after season 3 before it got picked up by Amazon. And that was like the first time the channel got any like real traction. And then Doctor Who happened shortly after that, and it was off to the races. So that happened so fast. It was 2018 November. I'm working at Tesla, and I'm like, I hate this job. It's a great job. I should love it. I freaking hate it. And made a few bucks on YouTube. I'm like, maybe this can work. Opportunities like this don't come very often. So I went to my wife and I'm like, listen, I think this is going to work. Hear me out. Crazy plan. I'm all, give me 6 months. Give me six. Like it's going to suck to lose Tesla's benefits and everything, but I can go to any dealership and get a job. I can walk in and get a job that day. So give me 6 months. She's like, okay. Within the first month,
and your wife is a champion.
She's a champ because I shouldn't have done it. Like the amount, like I could tell, like made $1,500 that month, and I'm like, I can do this. That's all I made.
Dude, and Nick made like that electrician. He was asking us when he was like, when can I quit being an electrician? Do you think, and do this side? And he showed me his. I was like, well, it depends on how much you're making. And once you hit a certain number, then you can be like, okay, I step away from that and then do this full time. Because if you're making that much with it being a side job, if you allocate all that time towards it, you really crush. So let me see your numbers. Cut the number just so. And he was like, well, I make about like $grand a month right now from merch sales. I was like, why the fuck are you an electrician, dog?
Yeah.
What? No, get rid of that. Dog. What? He was like, oh, okay. Come on. Like, it was so wild. I was like, yeah, you can quit like last month if that's what you're doing on the regular.
I think a lot of people just like, hey, this thing, the rug could get pulled out. And, it's like any small business. There's peaks and valleys. It's going to be rough fucking months, but I went through that at the comic store. I went through, man, I lost money. That sucks, and it's, I had to do things like, I got to fire you this month, but I'm going to hire you back next month to employees. And they're like, fine. It's like, that's how I have to do it. I can't pay you this month.
Dude, that's fucking...
But I don't want to get rid of you. So.
And you're just going through it. And it is the stress of being a boss is, I don't think, and a business owner, I don't think people understand how much stress because you have to take care of yourself and your family and then their family and their livelihoods.
Your employees.
It's so stressful.
I take care of my mom too on the channel. Like, thank you I'm super grateful. Like, my mom, lives comfortably in her final years, so I'm able to do that. Give back to mom a little bit, but it's crazy. It's crazy. But I quit. I quit after $1,500 and it was so stupid. But
man.
But within months, like the channel grew. I think it went from like 10,000 to 60,000 subs in like a month.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Holy shit!
In like a month over Doctor Who stuff. Got a shout out from Dave Cullen. I'll never forget that. And within months, like. Creature features, the local shows, like, hey, I love your channel. Come and be that's the first place I ever guested. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This shit doesn't happen to me. This is so it like at that point, it's like it's all gravy. Like whatever happens, it's gravy. Like if this thing ends tomorrow, it's fucking gravy. Like because like this was not expected. I just thought I'd be working parts jobs and I was fine with it. I wasn't super happy, but
you're fulfilled.
I'm fulfilled. I think. Well, the goal at the time was like I'm going to open another comic store. Like that was always my goal. But in the comic store there would be a podcast room in the back, so it would be secondary to the comic store, but it just ended up being the podcast.
You're like I don't have time.
I don't have time to run a comic store,
dude. A brick and mortar. You'd be like, no,
no. So it has been a hell of a ride. It happened. I started my channel over 10 years ago. So I'm not going to say it was overnight success, but for like serious full-time YouTubing, I've been doing it for 7 years now and been pretty consistency. That's kind of what I look for.
A lot of people don't realize it is. You weren't in it for the money out the gate. You $1,500 wild, but some people, I thrive in that when I don't have a net. I talked about it with Cappy. It's if you remove that net, it makes it where I have to make this happen because people depend on me. So I will make this work no matter what. So if I have like, okay, I'm making $1,500 a month, I now have to build this into something. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I have to make this fucking happen, and I will make it work. No matter what, this is going to work. Do you have that same mindset with it? Of like, at 1,500, hey babe, I'm going to make this. I'm going to do this, and then just off to the races.
Yeah, I thought like my idea was we might be rolling at the end of 6 months, and I can go, hey, we're. But I mean, honestly, I was doing well enough to pay bills within a month, within a fucking month.
No shit.
Yeah, and like it was just me. So it's me making thumbnails, me doing everything, me in the rooms, no overhead whatsoever.
No, time,
and all the time in the world. And then, this was prior to COVID, right? So it's late 2018, 2019. Things are taking off. It's really fun.
COVID hits.
And I'm like, well, I thought we were done. Because I'm like, I cover
no
Hollywood.
Movies. Yeah.
There's no Hollywood to talk about. So, but what I also knew early on is, a bunch of people are going to be confined who have never been confined anymore. And as a person who has been previously confined, I know there is a point where you go fucking crazy. Ask anybody who's been locked up, and they won't admit it there, but when they're out, they'll go, yeah, there was a point, and it differs for most people, but there's a point where you lose your fucking mind. You go through a little crisis. And you deal with that crisis. I don't know, like some guys get fucking high, some guys just get in fights. I obsessively worked out. That's how I dealt with it. I just obsessively worked out. I put myself on this like autistic schedule that I had to meet every second of. I mean, my brain was gone. So I'm like, this is going to happen to everybody. This is going to fucking happen to everybody. And if anybody out there watched my first like COVID live stream, I'm like, okay, this is what happens when you're confined for a little too long. Now, some of us who've been to jail are used to it, but most of you are not. So you're going to go, stir crazy is a term. You are going to go stir crazy at some point. And everybody did. Everybody fucking did at some point. But that's where like the streaming services took off. I mean, to never be repeated, by the way. And they all based their metrics on that, which was stupid.
Terrible.
Stupid.
Streaming took off too, is like content creators. The amount of streamers. Like Twitch's highest year was that, and they were selling out of like the Go XLRs. Everyone was a streamer. Everyone was trying to figure out how to monetize that. But the individuals like yourselves that really capitalized, and thank God Holly was rolling out shit.
Yeah.
During that time.
So we had I mean, like there was Tiger King and there were streamers, and you could interact with the audience, so you weren't alone, so you weren't feeling lonely. And we all had somebody to talk about, something to talk about. We were like, what the fuck is going on? And, trying to like also not black pill at the same time. Like, we'll get through this. It's bullshit. I remember when COVID happened, I'm like, okay, I'll be a good citizen. They said 2 weeks to slow the spread. All right, I'll be a good citizen. 2 weeks. If it's any longer than that, I'll know it's bullshit.
And then, dude, California got wrecked on small business. Was like 70 or 90% of small businesses. My
wife's was one of them. Yep.
No shit.
Yeah. She made more money than I did by orders of magnitude. She was top of her field hair colorist, creative director for one of the biggest salons, huge millionaire clients. Oh,
no shit.
Had her most successful year in her last year. Like her business was blowing up. She had a salon on California Street in San Francisco, A-list clientele, multiple employees, and they shut it all down. And then they would they would go, okay, you can open back up at 25% capacity, and then last minute it would be, no, it's 10% capacity. Oh, and you got to spend all this money to make it COVID compliant, fucking plastic and shit, which would have been at the time we were looking at $30,000 to $50,000 spending to make it COVID compliant for maybe reopening at 10% or 25%, whatever the fucking they felt like. London Breed, the mayor who's fucking gone now, piece of shit, dumbass, up jump, fucking file clerk, retard, said, we're going to reopen with equity. Well, for one, you're in San Francisco. All right. So if you're like, and this is the time where like McDonald's is fucking open, but my gym isn't. Like, get the fuck out of here. Right. Don't even get me started.
Oh, dude, gyms were, I felt so bad for it. Dude, I went there once during it, and I just remember flying was, I had to travel so much during that time, and it was that stupid. Oh, you can eat. Well, as long as you're eating, you're masking. It's like, do you know how fucking stupid this is? Period. Because I'm going to just eat food the entire time now on every flight.
I'm just going to be out.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. No, so during that time, my wife lost her business. Last day, she's pulling chairs out of her salon on her last day, tears coming down. Yeah. That's the day Nancy Pelosi got busted going into a salon without her mask on. And she saw that, and I've never seen my wife that mad. I'd never seen. So that's what red pilled my wife, my liberal wife from San Francisco.
Instant like just.
Oh no, she's two-way fucking. Let's fucking go. 1776. Dude,
it's that defining moment for her.
She's like, oh fuck them.
These people don't care. They don't care about me. Holy shit! This is a one-way road, and it's for them, not for me.
And I'm just like. Yeah, I knew you'd get here, babe. But it was hard to watch her go through that,
dude.
Live stream. She went to San Francisco with like $150 in her pocket, and she was in had nothing, and she built herself up like
that's
the
awesome.
fucking American dream, and it got ripped away by not COVID, not a fucking cold, by the government's reaction, and then times that, like you said, by hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah. How many other people that happened to? And they want us to just forget this shit. No, I even get like stuff. I think they're trolling, but I even get stuff in my chat going like, just get over COVID. You keep that. Never. I'm never going to fucking get over COVID. You fucking crazy?
It ruined a lot of, and it's like your wife, best example is your wife followed the rules, did everything by the books.
Yep.
And started with nothing, built an empire, and then not by her choice, by her work ethic. It got ripped. Her dream got ripped
out of her hands.
And it's like, it's not fucking fair.
And like, I felt powerless. Like
and you can't fight. There's nothing you can do.
You can't fight.
No.
I mean, I'll troll Gavin Newsom every time I fucking see that piece of shit. But like, that's all I can do. And it does make me feel a little better. And her a little better too.
She's like, good.
Fuck Gavin Newsom. Fuck Mayor London Breed, former Mayor London Breed. That bitch is gone now. And everybody in government in California. Yeah. Fuck them all. And that's why we left. So I lived there my entire life, born and raised, never thought I'd leave. I grew up in San Diego. But San Francisco was all right, I always thought the politics were crazy, but they weren't insane, and they turned insane. You could see, like, once they locked everything down and started talking defund the police, you saw the respect for the rule of law, like, changed overnight.
Oh, dude.
Over fucking night. And then, even in the nice neighborhoods, you're kind of looking over your shoulder now. It's like, I never did that. Not even in the shitty parts. I wasn't worried, but I was like, you could feel it. And, well, you also saw fights in the street. And it would just, and it's never been the same.
Drug addiction. My buddy, when he moved to San Francisco last year, Darnell, and he went there. He's like, okay, hey, I'm going. My girl got a job out there. She's following her dream. And I helped them move, and he pulled his, what are those, the box trucks. Who makes those? God dang it. Like
U-Haul?
U-Haul. His U-Haul. God.
Just think lesbians.
Lesbian. So he pulls his U-Haul up to the apartment, and he's like, okay, I'm going to run to my buddy's wedding first, and then I'll figure this out, unpack everything. So he goes to his buddy's wedding, come back. U-Haul's bolts have been cut. Everything's
gone.
And he was just like, that was his first day. He's had his car broken into 3 times. In a year, he's had like all this shit. And he's like, bro, I hate this. He's like, no one gets punished for any of this shit.
Nobody gets punished.
Cops aren't going to show up because they're like, well, we can't do anything. And it's just now it's just a problem.
File a report online. That's what they tell you to do. And they'll ignore it. It's just to make you feel better.
Yeah.
Or it's for insurance. That's about it. They're not going to catch anybody. And I had my car broken into. This is just my car, not my wife's car. 19 times. So once a year. I had my
19
car.
times.
Yeah. And I was careful.
Yeah.
19 times. And then my wife, you could add about 19, 18 times.
And then here, how many times?
0. 4 houses invaded, like
Holy
home invasions on my street. In the last 5 years I was there. Don't know, dude, I was streaming on the last one. So my neighbor was from the Chinese consulate. He was communist, but nice guy, you know, gave me free Chinese cigarettes that probably will kill me. But he was a nice guy. They busted into his house when I was on a stream. I'm like, there's a bunch of noise. That's crazy. So I go outside and there's a bunch of cops. I'm like, what happened? And they're like, yeah, so it's kids from Oakland, you know, all future stem cell scientists from Oakland, California, came over and would just pick a street and start home invading and then go back to Oakland.
No shit. So that's how they would do that?
Yep. All to go, you know, it's going to go towards the stem cell research that they're going to do.
Great people.
Great people. Yeah. And so four houses on my neighborhood in 5 years. So we were like, it's time to go. And people still paid a lot of money for homes in San Francisco and part of my thinking was, people are going to figure out like, this is a shitty place to live. We should probably leave now. and Melissa, to her credit, like, we weren't going to like burn through our kids' savings or whatever we had at the time or their future to keep the salon open for a couple more years. And it turned out to be the best decision, but it wasn't easy to watch your wife go through that. And it still infuriates me to talk about it. But yeah, we left, came to Texas. One of those Californians who came to Texas, but we came to fortify Texas. Okay, I just want to let you know.
That's why Brandon has a saying. It's like, oh, we're not refugees. God, what does he say? We're not bringing that shit over here. It's like, hey, look, you have to. It's like, no, we love the rules here. That is why we're here.
That's why we're here. I would have been completely okay with like, you know what? California moratorium. Californians shouldn't be allowed to vote for like 5 years until they're fully acclimated. I'm down with that. Maybe some hazing rituals, you know, like, all right, I'll do what I have to do.
Bully the state. Yeah. They'll get it back until it's like,
yeah,
you guys good yet?
Okay.
It's
let's hear your y'all. Let's do a y'all test.
That's the test. You got to use the restroom or anything?
I'm good.
Okay, I was just making sure. So, man, that's awesome. You came back here and then everything continued. I mean, again, now your team's...
I got a team. I've got the best set of diversity hires on the planet. I got X-Ray Girl and Perry Chan. They're both Canadians. That's the bad part. And Quarter Black Garrett used to be with Crowder. He's on Normal World now. Lady Gravemaster's research, and my wife does everything everything else. She does all shit. Yeah, it was supposed to be she's just helping me out read emails, and it turned into a full-time job with a title and salary now that she pays herself and she determines herself.
She's like, I like this dude. This isn't too bad. Well, that's all. And your team, I mean, and you hire them obviously based off of their skin color.
oh, totally. I needed 2 Asian Canadians specifically. No, I actually hired them. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers recommended X-Ray Girl and said she's pretty organized. That was enough for me. I'm like, I'm not organized at all. She's pretty organized and she's great. She's absolutely great. Unflappable human being, can take any joke at any time. That's when you know you have a good one. Perry Chan worked as a game designer. started making memes on Twitter for Friday Night Tights. And I'm like, hey, you're pretty good. Do you want to like, can I put some of these on the beginning and we'll pay you a little money? And it turned into him making thumbnails for me, which now he edits my evergreen content, you know, like the top 10 lists, the half-hour episodes.
Yeah.
They take a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And he runs my clip channel. And it just turned into a job. And he learned to edit from me. And now he's light years better than I ever will be. Go watch his Superman trailer remix that he put on Twitter. He made that in an hour.
No shit.
And it's a better trailer than the Superman one. It's, you know, and keep in mind, he made it in an hour. And then Garrett, I knew Garrett, you know, he kind of reached out. We got friendly when he was still on Crowder, and he's like, you know, I don't want to do this politics thing all the time. And I'm like, I don't blame you. I don't know how anybody does it. I like, more power to anybody who covers politics. Like, I could not do it full time. So, and he's been around for 2.5, 3 years now. He's also got a job at Normal World with Dave Landau. Dave Landau is awesome. And I couldn't be happier.
No shit.
Yeah, we have tons of fun, and we try to keep it fun. And it's not what we talked about. I don't look at analytics like ever. Like, I kind of look at the bank account at the end of the month. I'm like, okay,
It was a good month.
it was a good month. We just roll, and I can't base it on anything else. I mean, certainly I look at views and subs once in a while, but I think knowing my obsessive nature, it would drive me crazy. But I just kind of run it by feel. And some months are fucking great. Some months aren't, you know, and that's just the way it goes. It's just like a small business.
Dude, it's awesome to see that side, because you're running it by feel, but you're still putting in that amount of effort. And still a lot of people that want to become YouTubers or content creators, they do not understand, to be at your level, to be at that next level, the amount of work and dedication it does take to get there. Because it's not like, oh, well, I'll just spend 10 hours. These guys, look, they get to record for 30 minutes and that's it. It's like, oh my God, no, this is so much more. I wish we had 40-hour work weeks. That'd be so fantastic.
That's the trade-off. Like, for me, and probably for you, like, there's days where it's like, oh, the whole day is work.
Yep.
And there's like 3 or 4 of those in a row. And then, there's a couple of days I'm just going to not do anything and watch freaking TV. And that's the way it is. But for me anyway, like, when I travel, I take my equipment with, and this is the greatest job that I've ever had in the world. So there's no complaint at all at this. I'm happy to do this. Anytime I go on I don't have vacations. I take my equipment with me. I went to Peru. I took my equipment with me. If I had to record a video in Peru, I went to the UK. I recorded 2 videos in the UK. I had to, everybody went on the tour. I stayed in a hotel room and recorded a video for our last Vegas meetup. I missed 2 days of hanging out with everybody because I was in recording a video. That's the trade-off, and that's fine. And my editors have to miss a day hanging out with everybody because that's the trade-off. And that's what I tell everybody. It's like, this is a fun job. You actually get tons of time off, but you're on call 24/7.
And your time off is, I'm going to watch, as you're saying, I'll watch shows, I'll watch movies. That's still work. People don't get that. They're like, because I know your brain. Your brain's like my brain.
It's so funny when Melissa, it took her a long time. My wife took her a long time to get used to, she's like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm watching this. I want to watch something else. I'm like, no, this is work. She's all, it's Star Trek. I'm all, yeah, it's work.
What did you say?
Yeah. She's all, it's old Star Trek. And I'm all, yeah, it's work.
Because you take that information, you get to present it into in the modern.
I was actually prepping for a live stream, but everything I watch is, I try to work the conversation in everything I do, even if it's old stuff, because you got a lot of time to fill in a live stream. Plus, I really like that old stuff. I'll go back and crack open Babylon 5 and I will babble about it for an hour on a live stream. Like, God, I love that show. That's part of it. So it's the greatest job in the world. And it lasts however long it lasts, and it's all gravy, and I'm nothing but grateful for it. It's weird.
Dude,
it's weird.
It is the weird, especially reflecting back and be like, I would have never in a million years thought of any of this would have been a possibility. And then people reach out look up to you, and it's like, oh man, now they have expectation for me as a human.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I cannot fuck this up.
Cannot fuck this up, and I'm really good at fucking things up. Like if I'm good at one thing, it's fucking things up. So I try really hard not to, and it's also like keeping like the ego in check, and just like I am a fucking retard with a microphone. That's what I am. That's what I'll always be. My opinions are not better than anybody else's. I am not the definitive person to talk to about anything. I'm not an expert on any. I owned a comic shop. I read a lot of comics. There was so many customers who knew so much more than I did. So much more than I did. You know, there's always a bigger fish. There's always somebody who knows. So I hate like anytime the word expert get like with Tolkien stuff. Like I'm a huge fan. I am a super fan. There are guys I follow on Twitter. They are experts. High King Fëanor, Alpha Chad of Middle Earth, follow him in Middle. That dude knows his lore, like, and can school me. But it's just being real. The key is authenticity, right? So I figure like whatever happens on YouTube, if you're honest all the time, you'll be okay. You're gonna,
stay true to you.
And if you did piss people off, you're like, well, at least I did it honestly. Like that's it. I'm not gonna say what I think people should hear. It's just and it in the nerd space we get a lot of this shit, especially from the fucking right, who doesn't respect gamers, who doesn't respect nerds, who doesn't respect that. They're starting to. There's people out there who are, but they still don't. Why do you care so much? You're a 55-year-old dude sitting in front of fucking toys. I'm like, yep, no shame to my game. I'm into this shit. Famously, we had Gavin McGinnis on Friday Night Tights, the penis episode. Oh, okay.
No, go on.
He was pissing everybody off in the chat, but I knew what he like. Gavin's not a dumb dude. All right, Gavin's controversial. He's a provocateur. I've watched him for years, been a fan of him for years. So I finally got him on, and he's grilling us. He's like, "You fucking nerds." Basically, I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say it just like that. And then he's asking each one of us is like, well, are you married? Do you have kids? And we're all answering, yes. Yes, we're all married. We have kids. We own homes. And we're nerds. And I think he was trying to get to a point, but that he never got to because he was just blown away that like, yeah, we're normal fucking people. We can actually balance this shit. Like I can watch Star Trek and still be a dad. Like I can collect comic books and still be a dad. And pay my bills and be an adult. It's fucking crazy. So it
was he just? Oh man, dude. After that last verse,
dude, the chat was killing. Like fuck this guy. But like I kind of got what he was trying to do. Like what he was trying to do was show that we were normal people, but he's doing it in a provocative way. Gavin's a smart guy.
Yep.
He called, middle of the show, he whips out his dick and pees on the table.
What the fuck? No, I need to. Okay. Well, I know what I'm doing after this.
So he's about to leave. And like, listen, this is a guy who stuck a dildo up his butt. Like he's done some horrible things. And I'm like, we're going to get something. Never in a million years did I think it was going to be that. Now, thankfully, there was 9 people in there, and like his dick was so small it didn't get fucking picked up on the by YouTube at all.
Oh my God.
We ended up. I was in shock, but I'm like, well, ending it now will bring more attention to it. I mean, there's attention anyway, but this ending it now would be bad. So I'm gonna. My channel's probably fucked, but I'm gonna go on as long as I can. So I read super chats for an hour, and then we cut it out. And then I think it might be on Rumble.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the episode's on Rumble. I'm not sure. It's not anywhere on YouTube. I wasn't even going to fuck with it. We cut it out and re-uploaded it on Nerdrotic Live, and they fucking took it down.
Oh, really?
They took it down anyway. So, I mean, then we had people ratting us out to YouTube.
Of course.
Typical.
Oh, look what this.
Nerdrotic had this problematic guy. Yeah, whatever.
You're like, I wasn't expecting that. Also, that I always get pissed at people that it's like, be controversial, do that. Don't do that when it can put somebody's career at risk. Like, that's where it's like, bro, like,
yeah,
that was on your guys' live stream. And you're like,
I mean, he was kind of sorry. Like he called me like, and I don't think Gavin does that for just anybody. So, and I'm like, listen, the channel didn't get taken down. Water under the bridge. It's all good.
Water on the table.
That's like the worst thing that's happened, but it was fucking funny too. Like looking back on it, I can laugh at it now. But no, it's being in the nerd space, and it turned, like the whole journey of it getting political and Hollywood getting over political and calling that shit out and thinking I was going crazy. Seeing this happen, I'm like, this is crazy. And then the more we dug into the diversity and inclusion initiatives and the DEI and all that bullshit, which I was talking about, and many of us were talking about years ago, but like we didn't have tangible evidence of it. It just sounded like crazy talk. And I'm like, this sounds like crazy talk, but I'm like, I've been in the nerd sphere and pop culture my entire life. Again, not an expert, just been a super fan my entire life. And that man, somebody changed the matrix, man. It feels off. And then we find out later that it was initiated by the government. It was initiated through corporations by the government and willing corporations who wanted to do this, and through BlackRock and the whole thing that we've talked about. And
strategic.
It's all strategic, yeah.
Even with the military itself, like Army, even the Army right now is going through a big change of. They're erasing all that shit that's been happening. And they brought back, I don't know if you keep up to date, even like the bases names, how they shifted that. So military bases, like Brad got switched to Freedom because it was, oh, look, those names are associated with like a Confederate leader or war, like bad soldiers and bad leaders because they fought on the wrong side at that time. But they were like, we got to get rid of these names for Fort Bragg. It's Fort Liberty now. So they did that, like it cost millions of dollars. This year, that's what the military did do, where they're like, no, that shit changes back to how they were. So they went back and fucking all the bases.
So Fort Bragg is Fort Bragg again. Because everybody was calling it Fort Bragg anyway. Where they, fuck that, I'm not going to call it Liberty.
Yeah, but now they're all back. So
that's good.
Dude, bro. The military went straight back. Army went Army. They're like, we're supposed to be making war fighters, not, you can't cuss because.
Yep.
It's like, okay, you want these soldiers to go to war, but they can't say fuck?
Get the fuck out of here.
And that is memorandums that were being passed. Like,
oh my God.
You'll get in trouble. You'll get Article 15s if you say curse words. And we have to make the standards different for the females to the males, and thankfully now it's like, no, if a girl can make it to SS, Special Forces, whatever, they have to pass male standards, even on the infantry side.
I don't think the enemy's going to go, oh, it's a girl, we're going to take it easy on her.
No. They're going to be like, And if you pass
we know what they'll do to her.
Yeah, exactly. If you can pass the male standards,
okay.
Fucking okay.
Yep.
Cool. Now you're going to that level, but where we shouldn't have been during that time. Oh, we'll just mold it. These are fighters. We're not.
These are killers. These are killers. That's what I want you guys to do. Do your job.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have to do it. Really don't.
Exactly.
I'm really against you actually doing it. But if you're going to go out and do it, be really good at it.
Yeah,
okay.
Same. That's a big one. And that sucks watching Hollywood because, again, nerd culture, anime, which it's weird. Japan doesn't follow that, which they're still like, they still do Japanese shit. And you're like, man, that is wild.
They don't fuck with that.
No, they don't give a fuck. They're like, this is how it is. But watching American culture shift in that nerd space where Star Wars and like video game movies used to suck. And you're like, why don't you just read the fucking game, like copy the game? But now it just went to that next level.
Next level. It no longer became entertainment. It was a platform. It was not entertainment. It was a platform. So, Brie Larson, early days, one of the reasons I took the Captain Marvel job was to use it as a platform. Not because it's just not even tell the truth, like it's good on my resume and it pays a lot of money. No, it's a platform. And I believe them. I believe them when they say that. And that's exactly what we got. Mission Impossible's out. I didn't love the movie, but a lot of people are. That's great. I love all the Mission Impossible.
Same.
It's still like worth watching theaters, blah, blah, blah. But if you want to go just to support Tom Cruise, has been putting on a clinic of how exactly you promote your film, because Hollywood has done the exact opposite of that for years. All they've done is gaslight. And it's the media too. It's the media duping into like, listen, most actors, adult pretenders, I call them, room temperature IQs, window lickers, not very smart people.
But we listen to them.
But man, people listen to them, and they really shouldn't, because I don't really care what Richard Gere thinks about the Israel-Palestinian conflict at all. I don't care what some degenerate actor gives a shit.
You're so untouched. Oh my God, you're so out of touch with. They are so out of touch with reality. I don't think even the YouTube side. I can say that it's hard to stay in touch with reality. I don't know if you feel that, but no. It is, and it's that I have to remember like where I came from. I try to always be as helpful as I can, help as many people as I can, because that's always my first thought, and then stay in touch, even though it's very difficult. But it's the Ghost people when they launched their paywall thing, and it was like, well, it's come subscribe. It's only $5. Everyone has $5. And that statement by itself, I was like, that's a dickhead thing to say. To just think people
it's
have
not only $5. That's $5 that somebody spent time to earn, time out of their life they can never replace. Something I learned at the comic store. Like I was blessed with every customer who decided to get in their car, spend money to drive it over to my shop, pay for the parking for my shop, walk in, and then give me money for my shop. And they could have gone to other shops, but they liked my shop and the way I treated them. That was a gift that we never take for granted. And the same thing goes for YouTube. People super chatting, being a member. They do super thanks for the videos. They can do that. Anybody who just took the time to walk, we are blessed with that. And Hollywood just completely, I don't know if they ever knew it. How many times at the Oscars do you hear them thanking the fucking audience? Like never. You know who thanks the audience? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is out there thanking the audience, doing crazy shit. He's a maniac. We'll never see anything like him again.
No, that's not,
never. And what a redemption arc he's had. He's had a great redemption arc, and I love it. I don't care. He's a Scientologist. I don't give a fuck.
We were talking about that at lunch. We were just like, or breakfast. It was, dude, Tom Cruise, love you, Tom Cruise. You're always welcome on this show. Any show we do, I will.
Yep. Hollywood, he should be a shining example, because the rest of Hollywood are Pedro Pascals or Rachel Zeglers out there who don't give a fuck about you, don't give a fuck about the audience, just want to push agendas or their fucking egos, whatever. And you know, they're not there for the art of film. Like Pedro Pascal is annoying as fuck just because he's cast and everything, and he's overexposed. And also, you know, he's called half the country Nazis and Confederates,
which is wild,
and completely got away with it. But Gina Carano, his co-star at the time, you know, puts up something that's true. That's true. Is the Nazis didn't get into power by themselves. They had a lot of help from the press and the German public. And that's what was happening during the COVID era. It's a very accurate description. She was really fired for not bending the knee to the pronoun police.
Yep.
It wasn't really over that post. And I hope she's suing Disney right now and not backing down. I hope she fucking wins and smokes them. But yeah, that's what most of Hollywood is, and it's pissed off half the country. And now we're seeing them pay the price. They are out there going, man, where did half of our customers go? You know, they're having a great weekend now, and they had a big hit with Minecraft, but it's been a terrible year, and it's going to be a terrible year. They're going to have a couple hits, but it's mostly going to be a terrible year. And they're going, what happened? Well, it wasn't. You know what? It wasn't your strikes. It wasn't your fucking strikes. It was you pissed off half the country. That's it, and they're never coming back. No. They're not going to come back. So that's why production has left Hollywood. Half of it's getting to be half gone, and it's going to other places. People are making their own stuff, and your biggest competition is YouTube or TikTok, you know?
Which is wild.
Which is crazy.
That is, and I mean, that's why I'm very happy where we get this position we were talking about, even with Pepperbox, being able to do the stuff we love, and now okay, how do we get it to that next level? And individuals like you, that's where it's awesome to meet people like that, because it's like, I know with you, you're Cody, you're Nick, you're a Corridor, working together, you can really do some awesome stuff and now have the financing because of everyone out there that's so supportive, have just good quality content that doesn't bow to anyone. It's like, hey, we do this. This is fucking great. Everyone's on board. Cool. Fuck yeah. Let's make some.
Let's go.
Dope shit. Any closing words or last statement to anyone that's like, hey, just something in life that they could take away, like one of your biggest learning lessons?
Oh, that's a good question.
You're like, fuck.
That's really deep. I don't know if I can articulate it well enough, but I will try. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is it's never too late. If a loser, a multiple 3-time loser like me can make it, anybody can. And that lesson was learned through gratitude. It sounds like the simplest, most cliche thing, but once you embrace what it is, no matter, it can really flip your perception. Like if you're having a shitty day, we're going to have shitty days. And I'm not going to say it flips it around, but I'm always reminded, because my old sponsor and my new sponsor, like, really focus on gratitude. You got to make gratitude lists. Like the minute you start feeling like the world's weighing down, and maybe there are real problems, just take a second to reassess, like, anything. My dog loves me. My kids love me. My mom loves me. I'm free. I'm breathing the free air. I'm not in jail. I'm alive. Whatever you need to do, that really does help change your mindset towards focusing on not just like some Pollyanna positivity. It's just refocusing on, okay, life doesn't totally suck. That's actually not. You just debunk yourself. Life doesn't totally suck. It's actually pretty good, and we can work from there. Dude. If that makes any sense.
Oh, it 100% does. Gary, you are one of the most fantastic people and motivating people I've ever met. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, truly an honor to call you a friend. And it's awesome you live so fucking close. I'm like, yes. But you continue to amaze me, all the viewers. I know that. And you are one of the few people I look up to on anything I do, just because I know your trials and tribulations. And I'm like, man, that dude does it. I can do this any fucking day of the week. So thank you for everything.
Love you, man.
I love you, buddy. I appreciate you. Guys, thank you so much. Gary, where do we find you at?
Find me at Nerdrotic on YouTube. If you search it, the first thing that'll come up is Nerdrotic is toxic for some very strange reason, but that's me.
I love it. And then what is this book? I'm going to put this at the front
too. The book, Waiting for Nerdrotic, is coming out within a month. It will be a pre-sale through Eric July's Rippaverse. And then after that, if you missed that, it will be available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And it is it's basically a story of recovery.
Perfect. And what's the dates those are going live?
We don't know exactly, but I'm going to say end of June.
Should be right around the time we'll have updated info at the beginning of this.
I can give you updated info. Maybe you can put a graphic or something.
Oh, that was going right at the beginning. So you have instantly
right
and then
on.
At the end. We got that. Awesome. Thank you guys. Go check out Pepperbox if you want to watch the after show. We're going to talk nerd shit for 8 to 20 minutes. We'll see how long nerd shit happens. But appreciate y'all. Kisses.
Cheers.
Bye.